Israel. The word in Israel has long been that, you may have heard, Benjamin Netanyahu is in trouble. He's in trouble personally, he's in trouble criminally, and he's in trouble politically. But if he can win politically, the other two problems would likely go away. All he had to do was win this election for his party and then form a coalition government, and most of the problems would go away. Well, tonight, Netanyahu has a problem, a big problem. It appears that he has failed to form a coalition government. This is a huge story. Insiders say if this holds, it could be the beginning of the end for Bibi Netanyahu. Veteran journalist and reporter and RT correspondent John Huddy has this story for us tonight.
The Jewish holiday of Simchat Torah marks the end of the annual cycle of Torah readings and the beginning of a new cycle. It's a time of celebration, but for Benjamin Netanyahu, it was anything but a celebration Monday night in Jerusalem. That's because he failed once again to form a coalition government, putting his political career in jeopardy and posing the real possibility of being indicted on criminal charges once he's out of office. Netanyahu posted this video message on Twitter late Monday, essentially blaming his political rival Benny Gantz for refusing his offers to form a unity government, in which both Netanyahu's right-wing Likud party and Gantz's more centrist blue and white party would share responsibilities in running the country.
During the past few weeks, I made every effort to bring Blue and White Party leader Benny Gantz to the negotiating table. Every effort to establish a broad national unity government. Every effort to prevent another election. To my regret, time after time he declined. He simply refused.
Gantz has repeatedly said he will not form a unity government with Netanyahu as prime minister only if Netanyahu steps aside and someone else in the Likud party takes over. That's possible, though unlikely. It's also possible that if Gantz fails at forming a coalition government in the next 4 weeks, he could ultimately be forced to form a unity coalition with Netanyahu, with both men taking 2-year terms as prime minister rather than forcing the country to a third election within a year, the worst-case scenario. There's another possibility, too, that Israeli President Reuven Rivlin could invite someone else in the Knesset to try and form a coalition. But again, if that fails, then cue the headlines about the political drama continuing in a country that is the real-life version of the TV political thriller House of Cards. Either way, it doesn't look good for King Bibi, as he's affectionately known among his supporters. He faces the real possibility of criminal indictment on bribery and corruption charges once he's out of office. So it's within his interest to do everything and anything he can to stay in the government rather than step aside, even if that means playing up Israel's security threat, which Bibi is doing right now. In his message Monday night, Netanyahu also said that if he's forced aside, Israel's security will be thrust into the hands of a more liberal, Israeli Arab-friendly government, with members of a political party called the Joint Arab List who support Gantz, and according to Netanyahu, who glorify terrorism and deny Israel's existence, taking more control. But at this point, threats of terror and political instability or not, King Bibi's political days may be numbered and the countdown on criminal indictment beginning. For the news with Rick Sanchez, I'm John Huddy.
So you haven't heard that we're the ones covering the stories that you won't see covered anywhere else? In Venezuela, Kazakhstan, let's go to Hong Kong. And the media reaction to that has been crickets. How about the way we cover those stories? What the hell does that mean? Wowee, wowee, wowee. That's the key word in this case, uprising. Keep? Can you believe that? Watching. This is the right thing for members of the media to do, to actually pick sides. Look, if you like what you see, subscribe.